Mr. Speaker, nataka kuambia wakina Gladys Wanga, nataka kuambia wakina Junet Mohamed, na ninataka kuambia hii timu yote inaona sahi wako na William Samoei Ruto, sasa wanaona kama Kenya ni yao. I would like to tell you one thing, Gladys Wanga, sahi mpige tu kifua, lakini one day, na hiyo one day is very soon, nini ground itakuwa ngumu sana kwenu. Sahi munaona muko tu tam kwa William Samoei Ruto, so munaona sana mumebeba nchi yote, munaona sana nini ni wababe, na hiyo tutamieni. My friend
Story ya Gladys Wanga, tibu nieleze ni nini inaendelea hapa?
Wanga amejaribu kupita aero leo, siku ya leo. Alipojaribu kuinuka juu ya ngari, watu walimwambia one time, na wakamwambia wanahitaji Babu Owino, sio yeye. Kwa hivyo yeye apita anda zake na shule zake amesha. I'm sorry kukuambia kwamba that's a obtainers by false pretense. That's a obtainers by false pretense. Ni watu ambao wana con Ruto. Na kwa sababu pesa zile ambazo zinakonewa si zangu, anakoni Ruto na zingine. Ile kitu na niuthi ni kwa sababu ile saa zingine hiyo Ruto na ameiba kwetu, na yeye anakonewa na hao Oburu na Wanga na kina Junet, wale maconmen wa Kenya hii wanajulikana. Wao wakiendelea shughuli zao, tafadhali watu wameshawaelewa kwamba hawana shughuli nao.
How I see things, Dr. Oburu Oginga is being remote controlled by a few evil members of ODM. Quite literally everything he says, all the way to where he goes, what he does, those decisions are made for him. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why I believe Oburu is a remote-controlled puppet. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Number one, if you want to know whether a man is indeed the head of his family, just look at how his wife and children treat him, because that's where the answer lies. And in the case of Oburu, everywhere I look, I'm seeing great signs of disrespect. For instance, I've seen a video of Junet refusing to wake up to escort Oburu Odinga to the podium. Something that he always did when Raila was alive. Just have a look at this. To be honest, Junet refused to stand because Oburu is in a vegetative state where he can't even notice insubordination around him. But nonetheless, still on the issue of disrespect, just have a look at how Gladys Wanga is crossing her legs and looking at the party leader with disgust. You'll never find a picture of Wanga looking at Raila Odinga like that. Never ever. Hii madharau tumeanza kuiona juzi tu. And it doesn't even end there. Sometime back during the nusu mkate era of Kibaki and Raila once raised hell over the nusu mkeka he was given at a public function. Just listening to this.
Waziri mkuu anakuja kwa sherehe kubwa kama na hii ya serikali, PC hakuna. Unaambia PC mmeenda Nairobi. Kama Kibaki alikuwa anakuja hapa, PC angeweza kuja kwa hapa. Na angewekewa sana namna hii bila hata choo. Angewekewa. Alafu na nusu kapeti namna hii.
Now that was Raila, somebody who knew how to demand for his rights. But what about his remote-controlled brother? This is what Junet and Wanga are giving him. A small stool covered with a red carpet. Isn't that the nusu mkeka bila choo that Raila was complaining about a decade ago? Ama Junet amekula pesa ya podium bila alikula agents. That's food for thought. Second reason why I believe the youth leader is a remote-controlled puppet is the fact that anytime he wants to speak, Wanga and Junet are always quick to give him talking points. And more often than not, Oburu goes to repeat those talking points without even thinking on his own. Just have a look at Wanga coaching Oburu ahead of his Tunataka Power speech. Now you tell me, does Oburu look like a man who is speaking his mind, or is he being micromanaged by Wanga and Junet? Your answer is as good as mine. The man is being remote controlled. Which begs the question, why is it so easy to manipulate Oburu? For me, it boils down to two reasons. Reason number one is Oburu's wives. One is a senior citizen who's out of touch with politics, and Oburu has never involved her in anything touching on politics. Then the second wife that Oburu has, who he introduced to us the other day, is a young Gen Z whose purpose is just massages. His words, not mine. He doesn't have an Ida Odinga in his life. You see, Raila knew that politics is a daunting task. Some things he can do, some things his wife should be able to do. So Ida Odinga has always been in politics. There are some things you could never get in ODM without going through Ida Odinga. Ida Odinga could summon the SG Edwin Sifuna. Junet and others would go running when Ida Odinga calls. But Oburu is on his own. Why is that significant? It's significant because he has no one to protect him. The spouses are not able to give him political protection, or even advice for that matter. Reason number two why it's easy for Junet and Wanga to manipulate Oburu is the fact that his aged sons, like Jaoko Oburu, are often left out of important meetings. Raila went everywhere with Winnie Odinga. And even if Winnie wasn't there, Ida Odinga was in the know. For Oburu, the wives are out of the equation, the two sons are out of the equation. He's left to go sit in a meeting with a crafty Junet Mohammed and a crafty Gladys Wanga. How then will they not take advantage of him? Hata ikiwa ni wewe, so you just take advantage of the person. So that's how the challenges that Oburu Oginga is facing. He has no family structure to support him. He has been left out there with malicious wolves who are coaching him his speech, telling him his program, what he shall do, chase Sifuna, chase that one, do this, accept that, tell Kasongo this, do... ODM does not have a party leader. It has a collective. 6-7 people who impose their will through a vegetated party leader. And that's why if you do the math, they never wanted an NDC. They don't want Babu Owino to sneak in. Junimutu anafikiria. Raila could veto some of the things they wanted. Babu can veto some of the things they want. Sifuna can do the same. So long as we ni mtu unafikiria, hawakutaki. Wanataka mtu ambaye wanafinya button, anakimbia hivi na hivi. But anywho guys, that's just my take on the matter. Let's see what Kenyans next have to say about Gladys Wanga's interesting reactions and facial expressions towards Oburu Oginga. And I quote, Gerald tweet said, the plan is to use Mzee due to his Odinga name. Oburu has no clue on what is happening behind the scenes. Joy said, that's very true. It was the exact reason they rushed to appoint him acting party leader after demise of Raila. Noti said, Oburu's sons are to blame. That fool called Jaoko can't see his confused father is being used like tissue paper. Imagine if it was Rao and Fidel was alive. Can you ask yourself why Moi died with dignity? No one could access him unless through Gideon Moi. And that's very true. If you are a father, sababu sisi wote tutazeeka, when you are old, it is your children to protect you and your younger wife to protect you from wolves who might come and try and take what is yours and make you take decisions which are not in the interest of the family or of your own. That's what Kenyans next have to say about this.
Gladys Wanga and Oburu Odinga, what are you doing to Raila Odinga's party? Trembling before fellow man? What are you doing to Raila's legacy? Oburu Odinga, why are you destroying your brother's legacy? Oburu Odinga, Gladys Wanga, what are you doing to Raila's followers? What are you doing to those who believed in Baba? To those who fought with Baba in the trenches? When they see you shaking and trembling and begging with your hands up in the air, metaphorically speaking, Oburu was on his knees trying to please a fellow man. It hurts people who believe in you, your family, your tribesmen, fellow countrymen, followers of ODM, when they see a grown-up man trembling before another man. 50-50, Gladys Wanga. Where would that leave other Kenyans? Where would that leave other Kenyans? Because I'll come to that. 50-50. 50-50 must mean that only UDA and ODM are sharing everything. But if it be 50-50, then the party leader contradicted the party chairman. Because 50-50 means you take, I take. You take, I take, until the table is empty. Yes, 50-50 means I give you because you are the president, you, President Ruto and UDA, you have the first pick, the first go. So you take president. ODM.
Nunca la ves.